Hello everyone and welcome. Today we're talking about the new Nissan Z and my thoughts on it. So I know this buzz, the Nissan Z prototype came out, a couple months ago, and it caused a lot of uproar and a lot of mixed feelings about the design, the performance and whatnot, and what it's gonna like how it's gonna affect Nissan and all of that. So I'm just gonna go over my thoughts on it basically. Since it has been out for a couple months, when I first saw the Nissan Z, I was skeptical of the design. I thought it was pretty ugly. But don't get me wrong, after these months and after going over the design and looking at the design critically, I think it's a very beautiful design. I know a lot of people are going to say that the big rectangle in the front as a grill is a pretty big no-no, a pretty big mistake, but I think it really works with the car. We live in an industry, in the auto industry, where everything is so aggressive and overstyled nowadays. Like if you look at the Lexuses, they're just so many. They're just an abomination of lines and gouges. Just I think we're seeing a new era where simplicity is the new standard for beauty, and it's very pronounced in the new Z, in my opinion. Just side profile of this car is just absolutely beautiful. I think it follows the same principle of the old Zs from the 90s, and I think it follows a very classic, silhouette of the fastback design. The 911s do it, the Mustangs do it, and I think it works very well with this new car. And if it does end up having the Infinity engine, I forget the model, but somewhere around 400 horsepower and a manual transmission, I think it would be a sweet, sweet car. And with that, let's talk about how this car might affect Nissan. With the whole dilemma of the CEO, fleeing the country and doing all kinds of stuff, can this car save Nissan and coming back from whatever it's been doing for the past couple of years? With Nissan partnering with Renault, the reliability took a massive hit. As Scotty Kilmer would say, it's an endless money pit. But I don't know. I think this new car might just save Nissan from, going under. Because look at this. The GTR has been in production and they've been using the same engine, same everything, same platform for so many years. The Nissan 350Z and the 370Z also share, pretty much the same platform, and they use the same platform for a long time. I think we can, forgive the 370 and the 350, but the GTR is getting very, very old. So in my opinion, I think GTR is going away, and in its place, I think the 370Z is also going away, and this new Z is taking the place, and there is a gap for GTR. I don't know how Nissan is gonna combat that, but I think this new Z might just save Nissan from going under, because it's a beautiful car, and I think people got used to this design, and people are already starting to like it. It's a beautiful design. It's like you can't argue with that. It's very, very simple. It has a beautiful. It has beautiful headlights, and I think it brings back so many feelings back from the 90s, because a lot of people wanted to own these Z cars but just couldn't. But now they have a modern option, a more modern and sophisticated option from Nissan, and it offers so many performance benefits. Hopefully the 400 horsepower engine. So I think the GTR is going away, and I think this car is going to sell very well. In this new car, this new Z is going to sell very well, and it might just save Nissan. And props to Nissan for keeping the new Z equipped with a manual transmission, because in the era of electrification, a lot of car manufacturers, I wouldn't state names, but a lot of car makers are switching to electric or hybrid, and they're even on the gas cars. They only have an option for CVT or an automatic transmission. So I think it's very cool of Nissan to be sticking with the manual transmission and listening to its audience. Nissan knows who buys these cars. These, like, the buyers of this car is not the regular Nissan or other brands buyers, because most people don't care about performance. So props to Nissan for keeping the manual for the enthusiast. And Toyota, if you're listening, come on, man. Just offer the manual transmission with the Supra. You know you can do it. Just offer it for like even if it's just a exclusive limited run. Just offer it with the manual. Just to compete with Nissan because Nissan can't be doing this to you. Offer the Supra with a manual transmission, and we would be happy. Just even if it's on the base level. Just make the higher end one have the automatic transmission. I don't really care, but at least offer it as an option. Maybe it costs more, but just offer it, man. Just it's not that hard. In Toyota, you can do it. You got the funds to do it. Just offer it, man. It's not really that hard. And now let's talk about retro design. I know I already went over the design, but let's talk about how Nissan is tackling the problem of retro designing cars. We already talked about simplicity. We already talked about how it's very classic look. It's a very classic look, the fastback design. But the new thing is, this is the first time we're probably seeing a 90s design being brought back, especially in the tail lights. If you look, those are the tail lights that I believe were present on the 300ZX, and I think this is the first time 90s cars are becoming very exclusive and being like paid attention to, basically. So yeah, I think it's very cool on Nissan that they're bringing back the design from the 90s because they're listening to its audience. I think Nissan is finally listening because with the GTR just getting outdated, man, just all of the competition of GTR, like it outperforms a lot of cars. But first, the design is pretty ugly on the GTR. Let's not gonna lie. The new Z is at least basing its design off the 370 and radically changing it. The 370, the 350, and the 370 is also getting old, but it's not on the same level as the GTR where you're competing against supercars basically. And those supercars that it competes against, 911s, Huracans, Audi R8s, those cars have much better tech and much better design in my opinion, even though it might be outperformed by GTR. Sometimes performance is not the only thing you gotta care about. GTR, it just looks so ugly, man. Like it has power, but like why? At what cost do I have to give up styles for a bit more power and performance? I'd rather have a 911 because the 911 just looks so beautiful, man. And I think this new Z is also tackling that same problem. But this time, Nissan, I think, is actually doing the right thing of going with a classic fastback design and not just a boring design that they have been using for a long time. So props to Nissan for doing that. And in my opinion, I think the GTR is going away. And let me know what you guys think. Comment down below. Can this car save Nissan? Do you like the design? Do you like the rectangle grille? In my opinion, it just works, with the simplicity. The rectangle grille, I think it adds a bit of contrast to the overall design of the car. And the wheels, man, just the wheels look so beautiful. Everything in this car just looks so good. And let's just hope the performance also backs it up. So anyway, guys, like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.